8 things women do only for the man they admire and respect. Psychology tricks. Being deeply loved gives you strength. Loving deeply gives you courage. Lao Tzu. There's a world of difference between a woman who simply loves you and a woman who truly looks up to you. Love can be sparked by chemistry and comfort. Admiration is earned through steady character, self-control, and a life that matches your words. When a woman respects you, you don't have to push, posture, or prove anything. Her energy changes on its own, how she speaks to you, how she shows up, how she invests. That response flows from the security and integrity she feels around you. With that in mind, here are 8 things women reserve only for the man they genuinely admire and respect. Use them as a mirror, not a scoreboard. 1. She truly listens to you. There's listening, and then there's really listening. You've probably talked to people who hear your words, but never get them. Their nods are automatic, their smiles polite, and their attention is already halfway across the room. But when a woman truly admires and respects you, something different happens. Her energy shifts. She listens like it matters, because to her, you matter. That's the magic of female psychology, one of those hidden psychology tricks most men never notice until they experience it. She's not just catching your words, she's studying your rhythm, your tone, the way your voice softens when you talk about your father or lights up when you speak about your dreams. She's tuned in, not out. And that, my friend, is one of the strongest signs of admiration you'll ever find. She doesn't just remember your favorite whiskey or the way you like your eggs. She remembers that one story you told 6 months ago about fixing your first car. She remembers because she cares. That's not coincidence, that's intention. That's her heart saying, I'm invested in this man. Don't confuse that with simple politeness. When a woman listens deeply, she's connecting to your soul, not just your sentences. Be smart enough to see that. Be aware of what's happening, because that's one of those powerful psychology tricks that show you how to fall in love without even trying, when admiration turns listening into a form of devotion. She doesn't interrupt to argue or compete. She doesn't rush to outshine your story with one of her own. She lets you lead because she respects your mind. That doesn't make her weak, it makes her wise. She knows that real connection begins with understanding. And that, gentleman, is the difference between attraction and admiration. When she truly admires you, she doesn't see you as just another man. She sees you as her man. And you'll feel it in her silence, in her eyes, in the way she leans closer when you speak. You'll notice she looks at you like what you're saying could change the world. That's not flattery. That's respect. Don't take it for granted. Don't overlook the quiet power behind her attention. In the world of female psychology, that's one of the highest compliments you can ever receive, her undivided focus. When a woman doesn't care, her eyes wander, her replies shrink to dull little fillers like, yeah, MHM, or that's nice. But when she cares, every part of her body language screams, I'm here. She tilts her head. She mirrors your tone. She studies your face like a map she never wants to forget. And that's exactly how to fall in love, not through grand gestures or dramatic confessions, but through tiny, consistent acts of genuine attention. Men often underestimate this kind of listening. They think respect is about what's said out loud, but real respect is silent. It's in the pauses, in the eye contact, in the warmth of her presence when you're talking about something that matters to you. So don't mistake her soft silence for disinterest. That silence is her admiration speaking louder than words ever could. That's her saying, you're a man worth understanding. Be the man who deserves that kind of listening. Be the man who notices it. Because in the end, that's what separates the temporary from the timeless. Women don't listen that way to just anyone. They listen that way only to the man they truly admire. And that, gentleman, is not an accident. That's love disguised as attention, and one of the oldest, most powerful psychology tricks in the book. 2. She respects your decisions. When a woman truly admires a man, something subtle but profound happens. She stops needing to control him. She doesn't nitpick, she doesn't coach you on how to think, and she doesn't second-guess every choice you make. Instead, She leans back with calm confidence, trusting that you've got it handled. That's not submission, that's faith in your masculine energy. It's one of the clearest signs that she sees you as a high value man. She trusts your direction because she feels your steadiness. She knows that even if life throws a curveball, you won't fold. You'll adapt. You'll lead. And that, gentleman, is the kind of energy that attracts women effortlessly, the energy of certainty. Don't misunderstand her calm for passivity. A woman who respects you is not weak, she's wise. She knows she doesn't have to wrestle for control when she's already standing beside a man who leads with strength and integrity. Even when she disagrees, she doesn't roll her eyes or mock your choices. She listens. She might say, I see it differently, but I trust your call. That one sentence is gold. That's not her surrendering. That's her showing deep emotional intelligence. Because she understands that relationships don't need two captains, they need a leader and a partner who trusts that leader. That's how real feminine energy responds to masculine energy that's centered and strong. Here's the truth. When a woman doesn't respect a man, she becomes restless. She questions every move, challenges every decision, and constantly tries to take the wheel. You'll feel it in the tone of her voice, in the way she sighs when you make plans, or in how she says, Are you sure that's the best idea? But when she does respect you, she relaxes. She softens. Her body language changes. Her tone becomes gentle, her energy peaceful. That's her silent way of saying, I trust you. And that's one of the most beautiful feelings a man can experience, the moment a woman chooses to believe in his direction. Think of it like this. If you're steering a car and your passenger keeps grabbing the wheel, it's not because she wants to drive, it's because she doesn't feel safe. But when she sits back, smiles, and lets you handle the road, that means she trusts your sense of direction. The same happens in love. A woman's trust is her way of saying, You make me feel secure. That security doesn't come from money, muscles, or charm. It comes from your presence, your steady, unshaken masculine energy. That's what truly attracts women on a deep psychological level. And here's the real-world proof. When a woman respects her man, she doesn't panic when he says, I've got this. She doesn't blow up his phone to check if he did it right. She doesn't give a lecture before you've even finished the job. Instead, she smiles, nods, and lets you lead. Because she knows that the man beside her doesn't just talk, he acts. She's seen how you handle stress, how you keep your word, how you stay calm when chaos hits. That's when admiration turns into loyalty. That's when she knows she's chosen right. Don't forget, women don't just want to love a man, they want to believe in him. That's the difference between short-term attraction and lifelong devotion. A woman might be drawn to your looks or your charm, but she stays for your direction. She stays for your courage. She stays because your confidence feels like home. So be that man, the one who doesn't need to shout to be heard, the one who leads with quiet authority. Be the man whose energy makes her feel safe enough to trust. Because the moment she respects your decisions, she's not just following you, she's choosing you over and over again. And that, gentleman, is the mark of a high-value man who truly knows how to attract women, not by chasing, not by pleasing, but by leading with purpose, confidence, and strength. If you found this valuable, hit that like button, comment below, and share it with a man who's growing into his highest self. Don't forget to subscribe for more powerful insights into attraction, respect, and masculine energy. Speech balloon comment to remember. Backhand index pointing right, I lead with calm confidence. 3. She wants to make you proud. There's something sacred about a woman who wants to make her man proud. That's not vanity. That's honor. When a woman truly admires you, she doesn't crave attention. She craves your pride. She wants you to look at her with that silent approval that says, That's my woman. That's not a need for validation. That's feminine devotion. And don't mistake it for weakness. It's power. It's grace wrapped in loyalty. When she admires the man she's with, she elevates herself. She straightens her back. She softens her tone. She sharpens her mind. She becomes the reflection of the man she respects. It's not about submission. It's about alignment. That is the difference between ordinary affection and deep emotional connection. It's not manipulation, it's admiration in motion. Remember this: a woman mirrors the man she follows. If she's with a man she doesn't respect, she grows restless, cold, and defensive. She competes with him. She argues with him. She rebels, not because she's cruel, but because her feminine energy refuses to surrender to a man she cannot trust. But when she's with a man of strength, when she feels your iron mind, when she senses that you live by old Stoic wisdom, something inside her changes. She relaxes. She shines. She transforms into her most radiant, graceful, loving self. The more stable your masculine energy, the more vibrant her feminine glow. That is the law of polarity. It's psychology. It's biology. It's nature at work. Be the kind of man who gives her something to be proud of. Be the man whose presence commands admiration without words. Don't talk about being powerful, be powerful. Don't chase attention, earn respect. The woman who truly loves you doesn't want your money, your status, or your approval. She wants your pride. She wants to know that her effort, her composure, her growth, all of it, makes you stand a little taller beside her. Behind every great man, there's a great woman, they say. But here's the other half of that truth. Behind every great woman stands a man worthy of her greatness. You must become that man. You must embody Stoicism win, that unshakable calm, that disciplined strength, that old school self-control that makes a woman feel safe, admired, and inspired. Let's get real. Modern life is full of noise. Social media tempts women with validation, attention, comparison. But admiration doesn't grow in chaos, it grows in peace. And peace starts with you. The way you carry yourself. The way you respond when things go wrong. The way you refuse to crumble under pressure. Your woman watches that. She studies it. She absorbs it. When she sees that your world doesn't break you, she builds herself stronger beside you. That's what Iron Mind leadership looks like. You don't command respect. You radiate it. And she feels that energy. She becomes it. Don't underestimate the quiet pride of a woman who loves a man she respects. When she dresses beautifully before a dinner you planned, when she speaks with grace around your friends, when she smiles after hearing you praised, she's not showing off. She's honoring you. She's saying, "I'm proud to be his." And here's the paradox: she doesn't need constant compliments. Your proud glance, your approving nod, your small smile of acknowledgement, those mean more than 1,000 words. A woman's heart should be so hidden in God, said Maya Angelou, that a man has to seek him to find her. The same applies in love. Her growth is her offering. Her pride is her message. Her admiration is her devotion. So hold your standards high. Don't lower them to please. Don't soften your edge to avoid discomfort. Be firm. Be fair. Be consistent. That is masculine mastery. That is how Stoicism win manifests in love, not through control, but through composure. A woman rises to meet the energy of the man she respects. So give her something real to rise toward. Make her proud, not with words, but with who you are. Lead with honor, walk with conviction, and live with an iron mind. Because when she wants to make you proud, that's not her weakness. That's her heart saying, "You're the man I believe in." And that, my friend, is the ultimate victory. 4. She protects your dignity in public. When a woman truly admires a man, she doesn't just love him, she stands beside him like a quiet force of loyalty. You'll notice it not in the way she speaks of you when you're around, but in how she carries herself when you're not. A woman who respects you becomes your silent shield. She protects your dignity like it's sacred, because to her it is. That's not just love, that's female psychology at its finest. That's one of those subtle psychology tricks that show how deeply a woman can care without saying a word. She won't roll her eyes when you talk. She won't interrupt you mid-sentence to prove she's smarter. She won't correct you in front of your friends just to score a point. No, a woman who truly respects you will guard your image as fiercely as a lioness guards her cubs. She knows that when a man is embarrassed in public, something inside him cracks, and it's not easy to fix. She understands what too many people forget. A man's pride isn't arrogance. It's the armor that keeps him strong in a world that constantly tests him. Don't mistake her silence for submission, it's strategy. She's wise enough to know that respect doesn't mean never disagreeing. It means knowing when and where to do it. That's real intelligence. That's real love. That's how to fall in love deeply, through admiration, not argument. A woman who admires you won't make a scene when you're wrong. She'll wait until the noise fades, pull you aside, and say something like, "Hey, I think that came off a bit harsh." No drama, no show, just grace. Because she knows, men don't forget the women who embarrass them. They remember them like scars. But they also never forget the women who lift them up, who let them keep their dignity intact even when they stumble. That contrast defines everything. One makes a man defensive, the other makes him devoted. Don't underestimate that. Be smart enough to recognize it. This is one of those quiet psychology tricks that separate real admiration from fake affection. The woman who gossips about you, who laughs about your mistakes with her friends, who posts sarcastic jokes about men these days, that's not respect. That's insecurity in disguise. The woman who protects your flaws like secrets, who keeps your private struggles private, that's love wrapped in loyalty. That's a woman who's proud to be yours. She doesn't do it because she's scared of you. She does it because she believes in you. She sees your worth even when you don't. And trust me, men feel that deeply. A man may not remember every gift or every word a woman says, but he'll always remember the one who stood by him when the world tried to make him small. That's female psychology at work, the instinct to nurture, not to humiliate. And that instinct builds an unshakable bond. Don't ever take that kind of woman for granted. She's not weak. She's wise. She knows when to speak, when to stay silent, and when to protect your pride like a treasure. Be the man who deserves that kind of loyalty. Be the man she feels proud to defend. Because once you've had a woman who respects your dignity that way, no one else compares. Love isn't just about attraction. It's about admiration. It's about protection, hers and yours. When she chooses to stand beside you instead of standing over you, that's when you know this is real. That's when how to fall in love turns into how to stay in love. So remember this, admiration isn't loud. It's not shown in gifts or grand words. It's revealed in quiet moments, in the way she shields you with her silence, in how she lets you lead without making you feel like a fool. That's real respect. That's real power. And that's why the man she admires, the man she protects, will always be the man she loves. If this message speaks to you, hit like, share it with someone who values true respect, and subscribe for more insights on love and psychology. Brain comment to remember. Real love protects your dignity, not your ego. 5. She naturally mirrors your habits. When a woman truly admires a man, she doesn't need to copy him. She simply reflects him. It's one of those quiet, fascinating mysteries of attraction that psychologists love to call mirroring. But this isn't acting or pretending. It's real. When a woman respects you, her behavior starts to shift in ways that even she doesn't fully notice. That's female instinct responding to masculine energy. At first, it's subtle. She starts waking up earlier, eating healthier, maybe even trading her nightly TV shows for the books you love. You'll see her listening to the same podcasts, following the same routines, or taking a genuine interest in your passions, not because she's trying to impress you, but because she wants to evolve alongside you. She sees your habits, your focus, your drive, and something deep inside her says, "I want to rise to meet that." That's the power of being a high-value man. You don't force change in her. You inspire it. It's simple human nature. Admiration breeds imitation. When she respects the way you carry yourself, she starts mirroring your mindset. If you handle stress with calm authority, she learns to breathe before reacting. If you plan your days with intention, she starts doing the same. If you show patience when others lose control, her tone softens, her words become more thoughtful. That's not manipulation, that's connection. She's attuning herself to your energy. And that's the difference between attraction and admiration. A woman might desire a man who excites her, but she only mirrors the man who grounds her. When she feels safe, inspired, and proud to be with you, her inner world starts reflecting yours. That's how you know she doesn't just love you, she respects you. Don't be fooled by surface level affection. A woman can love a man and still resist his influence. But when she admires you, she doesn't fight your energy, she flows with it. She starts matching your rhythm. That's the magic of masculine energy. It leads quietly, powerfully. You don't have to talk about discipline, you embody it. You don't have to tell her what to do. Your example speaks louder than words. Be that man, the man whose consistency demands no applause, whose self-control commands respect. Because when you are that man, you attract women not through words, but through presence. Think of it like this. A woman's behavior often mirrors the emotional climate of her relationship. If she's anxious, restless, or constantly defensive, she's probably not feeling steady with her partner. But when she's peaceful, glowing, and confident, she's reflecting the man beside her, the man who gives her emotional security and strength to grow. That's not just chemistry, that's leadership in love. So if you start to see her become calmer, more focused, or more ambitious since being with you, don't brush that off. That's not coincidence. That's admiration in motion. That's what happens when a man's discipline and stability awaken the best version of a woman. You didn't teach her to rise. Your example made her want to. And that, my friend, is one of the strongest signs that she sees you as a high-value man. But be careful, because the opposite is also true. If your energy is scattered, negative, or reactive, she'll absorb that too. Women are emotional mirrors. They reflect what they receive. That's why you must guard your focus, protect your peace, and walk with purpose. Don't complain that she's distant or chaotic if your own energy is inconsistent. Be steady. Be grounded. Be that man whose presence commands calm. Remember, a woman who mirrors your strength isn't trying to compete with you, she's trying to connect with you. That's how real admiration works. It's silent, graceful, and powerful. You won't hear her say, "You inspire me every day," but you'll see it in the way she carries herself, the choices she makes, and the way she starts believing she can become more. That's the beauty of it. The woman who admires you doesn't just fall in love with who you are, she falls in love with who she becomes around you. And that right there is the mark of a true connection between a strong woman and a high-value man. Two souls growing together under the pull of masculine energy that doesn't dominate but elevates. So be that man. Be the one worth mirroring. Because when a woman begins to reflect your strength, your discipline, and your peace, you're not just in a relationship. You're leading a love story built on respect, admiration, and emotional growth. That's how great men attract women, not through power, but through presence. And that's when love stops being a chase and starts becoming a shared evolution. 6. She becomes softer with you. When a woman becomes softer with you, it's not weakness, it's the deepest signal of admiration and respect. A woman's softness is her soul saying, "You've earned my trust." The world may see her as independent, fierce, and unstoppable, but when she's with the man she truly respects, her tone softens, her guard lowers, and her energy changes. That is not surrender, it's alignment. It's her feminine essence responding to your masculine calm. The Stoics called it harmony between order and emotion. Old Stoic wisdom teaches that strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes it's the quiet presence of an iron mind that steadies everything around it. When a man stands grounded in who he is, calm, decisive, unwavering, he gives a woman the rare gift of peace. She no longer feels the need to lead, control, or protect herself. She can rest. She can simply be. As Marcus Aurelius once said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Remember this, when she feels your emotional leadership, she doesn't submit, she trusts. Don't confuse her softness with fragility. It's the opposite, it's power choosing peace. In a world where women are told to always be strong, her gentleness with you means you've done something extraordinary. You've made her feel safe enough to stop fighting. That's mastery. That's what Stoicism win looks like in love. Many men today chase validation instead of building value. They crave affection without earning respect. Don't be that man. Be the man who leads with silent confidence, The one who doesn't need to prove his dominance because his steadiness speaks louder than any display of control. Let your discipline be your dominance. Let your focus be your fire. She feels your calm, your direction, your iron mind, and her heart responds with grace. It's biological. It's psychological. It's spiritual. Don't demand her softness, inspire it. When you lead with composure, she follows with affection. When you build emotional stability, she offers emotional beauty. When you protect her world, she opens her world. That's how real connection is born. A woman's heart should be so hidden in God that a man has to seek him just to find her, said Maya Angelou. That's depth. That's the kind of love that grows between two people who understand balance, not dominance, not submission, but trust. So if she becomes gentle with you, don't take it for granted. Don't test it. Don't break it. Guard it like treasure. Because softness is a gift, not a right. It's her response to your strength, not your control. Be the man whose energy commands respect without raising his voice. Be the man whose calm silences chaos. That is old Stoic wisdom in motion. That is Stoicism when in real life. Every time she relaxes around you, you've passed the ultimate test, not by conquering her, but by conquering yourself. That's the game most men never learn to play. So train your mind like a warrior. Master your emotions like a king. Lead your life with purpose and patience. Because when you hold your center, the world, including the woman beside you, will move in harmony with your strength. Don't chase softness. Create it. Don't demand loyalty. Inspire it. Don't talk about being a man. Be one. That's how you live with an iron mind. That's how you win, not just with women, but with life itself. If you recognize that a woman's softness is a response to your strength, not her weakness, you've already stepped into true masculine power. Comment below, I am the man she can trust. 7. She protects the relationship, not just herself. A woman who truly admires and respects her man doesn't play games when conflict shows up. She plays for the team. Every relationship has its storms, but pay attention to how she navigates them. When she values you, her goal isn't to win the argument, it's to protect the love you share. That's the difference between ego and emotional intelligence. She doesn't drag you through guilt trips, weaponize your mistakes, or punish you with silence. No, she pauses, breathes, and chooses peace over pride. That's not weakness. That's strength wrapped in grace, a beautiful display of female psychology at its finest. This is one of those subtle psychology tricks that reveals the depth of her respect. When she's upset, she talks to understand, not to destroy. She knows that anger fades, but words cut deep, so she uses hers carefully. Don't mistake her calm for surrender. Be wise enough to see the power in her patience. When she says, let's cool down first, or I don't want us to hurt each other, she's not backing off. She's protecting the bond. That's how to fall in love with a woman like her. Admire the way she values connection more than being right. A woman who respects you doesn't fight to dominate. She fights to preserve. She'll give you space not out of fear, but out of understanding. She knows that love isn't about control. It's about balance. She's not afraid of silence because she trusts the relationship enough to let things breathe. This kind of woman sees the bigger picture. She sees you not as her opponent, but as her partner. That is the quiet confidence of a woman who admires deeply. She knows that protecting the relationship means protecting both hearts, hers and yours. Don't overlook it. Don't take it for granted. Be the man who recognizes that respect is love in action. When she listens instead of shouting, when she reaches out instead of walking away, when she chooses to build instead of blame, that's love wearing armor. This woman isn't chasing drama, she's building peace. She understands one of life's greatest psychology tricks, that genuine connection can't survive ego, but it thrives on humility and mutual respect. So, when you see her holding her tongue, giving you time, or choosing compassion over chaos, understand what's really happening. She's investing in both of you. That's not submission. That's strategy. That's maturity. That's wisdom shaped by love. Be the man who earns that level of devotion, because once a woman decides to protect the relationship more fiercely than her pride, she's telling you that you matter. Don't ever forget that. Be steady, be kind, and meet her halfway. Remember, a woman's admiration isn't shown in her words, it's revealed in her actions, especially when things get tough. This is the rare magic of female psychology. She's mastered how to fall in love with strength, not control. She's teaching you, through her calm, her grace, her restraint, what real love looks like. That's not manipulation, that's emotional mastery. So the next time a woman handles conflict with patience and tenderness, don't overlook it. See it for what it is, one of those subtle psychology tricks that only women who truly respect their men know how to play. She's not fighting you, she's fighting for you. And that, gentleman, is priceless. 8. She looks at you differently. There's a look every real man knows, the kind of look that stops time, silences the noise, and tells him he's earned something no charm or wealth could ever buy. It's the look of true admiration in a woman's eyes. It's not lust. It's not infatuation. It's deeper, cleaner, stronger. It's the look that says, I trust you. I believe in you. I'm proud to be yours. That look isn't given. It's earned through your consistency, your discipline, your purpose, and your integrity. Marcus Aurelius once said, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. That's Old Stoic wisdom at its finest, and it still holds true today. You must be the man who commands respect without demanding it. You must earn that gaze, not chase it. When a woman looks at you with admiration, she's not admiring your possessions, she's admiring your essence. She's seen your iron mind, the kind that stays calm when others panic, the kind that speaks less and acts more. That's Stoicism win, a victory not over her, but over yourself. You can't fake that kind of energy. A woman's intuition cuts through pretenses. She can tell the difference between a man pretending to be strong and one who is strong because life has forged him. Don't be fooled by smooth talkers and empty bravado. Real power doesn't shout. It radiates. When she admires you, she studies you when you speak. She observes your patience when things go wrong. She notices how you handle the waiter, how you treat your mother, how you carry yourself after defeat. She sees you leading with quiet confidence. That's when it happens, that deeper shift where attraction turns into devotion. That's not magic. That's psychology mixed with old Stoic wisdom. You see, women are drawn to stability, strength, and self-mastery. Be that man. Be the calm in her storm, not another source of chaos. Don't chase validation. Don't try to impress. Be grounded. Be unshakable. Let your actions speak. Character is destiny, said Heraclitus, and he was right. A woman's eyes don't lie. They mirror your energy back to you. If she looks at you with admiration, it's because she feels safe, inspired, and proud beside you. That is your victory. That is Stoicism win in its purest form, mastering yourself so completely that the world, including her, can't help but notice. She's not looking at your status, she's looking at your spirit. In a modern world full of noise, where everyone wants attention, she admires the man who doesn't need it. The man who walks with purpose, who leads with dignity, who doesn't bend under pressure. That's the man who earns the gaze that says, "You're my man." So, what's the lesson? Build yourself, not your image. Protect your integrity like a shield. Keep your promises. Stand firm when life tests you. Be kind but unyielding, humble but never small. That's the way of the iron mind. That's how great men win quietly, through strength of character, not through ego. Don't ask for admiration. Command it by being admirable. Remember, she's not falling for your muscles or your bank account. She's falling for your discipline, your drive, your emotional control, your ability to stay calm when life burns around you. That's old Stoic wisdom alive in modern skin. That's how to win her respect and her heart. When she looks at you and her eyes soften, when her gaze lingers with that quiet glow of pride and peace, know that you've done something extraordinary. You've conquered not her, but yourself. You've lived by principles, not impulses. You've mastered the art of presence, patience, and power. That's the ultimate Stoicism win. That's the moment she knows she's with a man of value, not a boy chasing validation. So stand tall. Speak less. Do more. Be that man. Earn that look. Because once you do, you'll never have to ask for love, It will find you, admire you, and follow you willingly. A real man doesn't chase attention. He builds himself mentally, emotionally, financially, spiritually. And when you become that kind of man, the right woman will naturally admire and respect you. No games, no tricks, no begging for love. Backhand index pointing eyed if this message spoke to you. Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. Follow the channel for more deep insights into male psychology, relationships, and personal power. Because understanding women isn't just about love, it's about becoming the kind of man every woman naturally respects. Here's my advice, brother. Start focusing on becoming, not chasing. Work on your mindset, your purpose, and your peace. When you respect yourself first, the right woman will see it, and she'll respect you too. Thanks for watching, my friend. Stay strong, stay smart, and keep growing. See you in the next video.